Welcome back to another live and Amplified Livecast. I'm your host, Tom Kwiat, and we are here at CMA Fest Day 2. We are right in the thick of it. We got our next guest here with us. We got Allie Colleen. How's it going today?
It's so good. So good to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited to have you here.
Good. Day 2 is always a good day. It's the best day.
Yeah,
of all the
it
days.
is. It really is. I'm enjoying it. I'm in the swing. The nerves are gone because this is my first CMA Fest, and yesterday it was like, okay, I'm a little nervous, but like the first couple of interviews were people that I've talked to.
Today you're a little too tired to be nervous.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Luckily, I made sure I got 8 hours last night.
Solid.
I was like, I'm not going out drinking. I ain't doing it. I'm going to sleep. And I had Bojangles. I don't get to eat Bojangles that often, so
I've never had Bojangles.
It's the superior chicken place.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
It is. Well, I mean, I guess I should preface that. If you like Popeyes, it's better than Popeyes.
I do like Popeyes. Okay.
Because like the thing that everybody likes about Popeyes, I think Bojangles does better.
You might have sold me on Bojangles. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'll see if I try it.
And their fries are addicting, like mad addicting. Mad addicting. But anyways, Bojangles, you owe me $1,000. Thank you.
Yeah, sponsored, non-sponsored. Shout out. Here you go.
Very good. So for anybody that's kind of getting to meet you for the first time, what's kind of your background? What got you into music?
So I've been here a while. This is my 10th year in this town.
Nice.
I'm from Oklahoma.
Okay.
I grew up in Oklahoma. I moved to Nashville in 2014 to go to Belmont University.
Okay.
So I moved here at 17 to go to college. I got a degree in songwriting, whatever that means. Music has always been the goal. I've been writing songs since I was like 8 years old. I love music. I've done it my whole life, and so just been touring nationally since 2019 and putting out music since 2019.
Where about?
And been very, very lucky. I'm just outside of Tulsa.
Okay.
That's where I grew up. So I grew up just outside of Tulsa. I graduated high school, came here for college, and then since then just been on the road. I mean, we've got to play with Jody Messina and Miranda Lambert, and done a lot of festivals and that kind of stuff. We just put out a song with Lee Bryce that we're very proud of. Nice. That we've been kind of pushing throughout the year. So it's just been, this town's been very kind to me, but it's wild that I've been here a while.
Yeah, for sure. You've been here 10 years, and I guess you never really adjust to Nashville. It's always like a constant.
I don't know how you could, because as soon as you do, it's different.
Yeah. How's Nashville been treating you? Obviously really well with the music, but just like...
Nashville's good. It's kind. It's incredible. It's you grow up in music and or loving music, and you have all of these influences and all of these people that you look up to, that you listen to their music and you wait on their releases and you watch their interviews and all that stuff, and then you move here and those people just become your friends. Like in the sense of like now all my inspirations are my friends. You know, my friends that are doing this the same way that I am, that are putting in the work and putting in the hours and playing their sets and writing songs and that kind of thing. So it's just an incredible community, this town is. Yeah,
and it's really cool because everybody's kind of here. And so, like, especially out in Texas, and I'm sure you can kind of speak to this in Oklahoma a little bit, where you got to travel to kind of get out to play your music, where it's like, I've got a whole bunch of friends out in Texas that are in the industry, but I see them twice a year because they've got to go travel across the country to make their living. Yeah. But here in Nashville, it's like you have those friends, and they go out on tour, but at the end of the day, they're your neighbors, so when they come back, it's like, oh, hey, let's go.
Yeah. It's incredible. And then the Texas country too is incredible. And growing up in Oklahoma, it was this way. It's Texas country didn't like Nashville. Nashville didn't like Texas country. And it was always a thing and all that kind of stuff. But now it's like those worlds of, I mean, they're not too different. But I will say that Texas does give you a really amazing opportunity to play original music. And I do think that is something that's worth saying and worth being showcased about Texas music. Because Nashville, it's funny, a lot of people don't realize these kids who are in the bars, playing for 4-hour sets, whatever, like they are very discouraged to play original music.
Oh, yeah.
And they're supposed to play covers and they're supposed to, keep you drinking and all that stuff. So there's an incredible difference, but they're both very, very cool. Yeah. And like you said, it's just very cool, like that all my friends are here. And if I want to write tomorrow with all my friends, like we're gonna go to their house and we're gonna write. It's incredible.
Absolutely. I don't know how y'all do it with the 4-hour cover sets.
It's wild, isn't it? A lot of my friends play triples. Like all my friends that are musicians, they do triples a day. So they do 4-hour set, 4-hour set, 4-hour set. And I'm like, how do you have fingers, man?
Right?
Like, how do you play that bass for that long? That's insane.
I did an 1.5-hour live podcast out in East Nashville on Wednesday, and I'm like, I'm dead tired after that. I don't know how y'all do it for 4 hours.
I know, and it's funny. It's not even the performing part. It's also just being on. You know what I mean? Just like socially being on and socially like being willing to connect with people for more than 4 hours at a time is insane. But it's a privilege, and it's like it's better than a 9 to 5.
Right, and you got to be so aware of what's going on, and it's just like.
And you're playing songs you don't know. A lot of people don't realize that when you request a song on Broadway and I play it for you, I've never played it before.
Right.
But I'll figure it out for you. You put $20 in my can, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, we'll do it.
What's the most obscure cover song you've been asked to play?
I love pop punk. Like
Okay.
I grew up just an absolute like Evanescence and Nickelback and 3 Days Grace kind of fan. So, and people know that about me. So I get a lot of those kind of requests that are like really tough, but probably like Animals by Nickelback is a big one that we get a lot.
Nice.
And that kind of thing. And then anytime someone requests like the Beatles or like the Beach Boys or anything like that, I'm like, you don't understand how hard those songs are. Like, no way on the planet can I pull out, Seven Bridges Road and cover every harmony at the same time. Fair. But we'll do our best.
Fair. It's one of those things, especially being in Nashville, you got to be ready for anything,
right,
but also know what you're comfortable with doing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not going to do that song any justice, but you just threw some good money in there, so I'll figure it out. So,
exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. So where are you kind of at creatively? What are you working on?
We are in the mastering process of our next EP. Okay. So we're almost done with it production-wise. We're almost got all the mastering finals done. Now it's moving into the visual part, right? Yeah. So the artwork and that kind of thing we're really excited about. So we've got some shoots coming up to get all of our cover art done. But we'll have an EP coming out in the fall that we're really excited about. Cool. And we just released a song in May called Grass in the Grave. That's kind of the first song that's released from that EP.
Nice. I was going to bring that up next because I knew you had just released a song, and it's really cool. I enjoyed it. And, it's... having that 12-hour drive from Texas to Nashville, it's the opportunity to kind of listen to a lot of music. And it all, not all starts to blend together, but it's like when you're just listening through a 12-hour playlist all the way through, you try and catch who's singing what, especially when you're driving in the overnight. But
if and should something stand out, I mean, that really says something about it. And I think that's cool, too. In our huge world of music, there's still stuff every year that's kind of grabbing me, as earworms that you can't help but listen to. Right. And I think that really shows you, like the artistry and the intent behind this stuff. But Grass in the Grave just paints, just a room for you to really experience grief in like that kind of frustrated way. Yeah. But not in an anger way. And not in a blame way, but very much in like a propelling way. Like this is like the catalyst that's gonna get you to your next season kind of thing. So I love Grass in the Grave. Yeah,
it's a really cool song. I enjoy it, and I hope everybody listening goes out and checks it out.
Please.
Are you doing kind of the waterfall release with the upcoming?
Yeah, we're just probably gonna or probably every 6 to 8 weeks we're gonna be putting them out. We will print. We're hoping to print vinyls. Yes. So we will physically put it out probably once it's all digitally out. With the first album we ever released, we did it to where you could buy it physically all year, but you had to wait digitally for all the releases, and that was really lucrative for us, both in the CD sales and also in getting the album out. So we'll probably do the same thing.
That's actually a really cool way to do it. I tell a lot of people to do it because there's a way. Spotify is a very polarizing topic, and it's like there's a way to make money, just nobody's really tapped in.
There's a way to make money. Obviously the expenses of printing are pretty wild, so you have to make up for it, but there's always a way to make money.
Yeah, there is. It really is. And I think that kind of the selling the physical copy as like an advance and then releasing everything on Spotify is kind of like that.
Yeah. It's an incentive too to come to live shows, because if you come to my live show, you get my album before anybody else does because it's there. So it's a huge incentive to come to live shows. Also, obviously, receiving $40 for a vinyl is much different than receiving a fraction of a cent for a stream. So, it helps me out a little bit.
Yeah. And this has kind of become my thing whenever I go to shows, is if I see if they have vinyl. It's like, because I know how expensive vinyl is to press. It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Not for anybody out there listening, that vinyl ain't cheap. So if you see somebody with a vinyl and it's $40, it's worth it to pay.
It's worth $40. Yeah. Also, they created everything. You know what I mean? And I remember when we printed CDs for the first time in 2020, I really thought I was gonna get like a CD, like open up the thing, have the pull out poster, that had all the credentials on it, had all the lyric pages, whatever. And then I looked at what it was like to print one of those, and I said, okay, thankfully we can afford that step past the sleeve to where it is an open up thing. Yeah. But like we don't get an inlay, we don't get a sticker poster thing. That's not gonna happen.
I was helping a buddy of mine. He runs a music festival down in Central Texas, down in like New Braunfels area, and he's trying to find ways to fund, because like every year it's a battle to fund the festival. Absolutely. And he's like, dude, I'm trying to figure out ways to do it. I was like, here's what we do, because so Live and Amplified, when we got started, we started doing like acoustic recordings. It's like this year what we do is I'll get 12, 14 musicians together. We'll record one acoustic song for each musician. We'll print the CDs and sell them for $20 a piece. And then each musician gets like $1 for their cut, and then we'll give you the rest of the money, and so everybody's kind of making a little bit. And then I started crunching the numbers, and I'm like, we got to sell at least like 600 of these things for this even to work in any kind of way.
Yeah.
Right, and that's just CDs.
You know, the cost of production is pretty insane these days, and I mean that's just when sponsorships come into the thing. You know what I mean? But it's like it is a wild world out there financially when it comes on to putting on shows.
Oh yeah, for sure. So outside of music, what do you like to get into?
I have a couple of things that I'm in love with that I share like with my fan base in the sense of kind of interactive with my socials. So I'm a huge gym guy. I love the gym. So I do a lot of that with my fans and a lot of like accountability stuff with my fans. I have horses. I have 2 horses. Yeah. So I do a lot of content with my horses as well. And outside of that, I love Halloween. Yes. I love costumes. I love makeup. I love all that stuff. So I do Halloween cosplay. And that kind of stuff. And it's just goofy, but it's so much fun.
That's really cool. I like the movies. I don't necessarily like the holiday with the costumes and all that, but like watching the scary movies all month, that's the best.
I love the holiday. You can be anything you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything you want.
Absolutely. So if anybody wants to check out your music, any of that fun stuff, where's the best place to find it?
Absolutely. We are on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Pandora. I don't know what Napster is, but we're on it. All the stuff, you guys. My website is alliecolleenmusic.com. We have a tour tab on there. You can see where we're playing. You can follow all my socials from there. Instagram is really personal. TikTok tends to be more of like music promotion and trends. And then Facebook, we get ready on Facebook Live when it comes to the makeup cosplay stuff. So trying to get a little bit of different on each kind of social. But you guys can follow me anywhere you like. And don't forget, if I release a song, if an artist that you love releases a song, whatever it is, do not forget we still purchase music on iTunes.
Yes. Fair.
Go stream it on Apple. Purchase on iTunes, 99 cents. Easy peasy.
Fair enough. Apple was trying to get rid of iTunes, but it's still there.
We are not. Apple might be. We are not.
Fair. But really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, man.
And we will catch you all later.